Happy Valentine's month, everybody. I'm the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to share with you some of my favorite Valentine's Day episodes from TV shows or even movies. Not everything is all lovey-dovey. Sometimes Valentine's Days deal with heartache and everything. So, some episodes will be romantic and lovey-dovey, while others will be very sad and heart-wrenching and stuff. But love is love. It doesn't always come with smiles and giggles and glee. So, I'm here today to talk to you about Jimmy Neutron season 3 episode 11 or 13, I believe. Carl Weezer, Boy Genius. So this episode is in the last final season of Jimmy Neutron. And it's funny because Carl is a center character in here. Basically, Sheen and Jimmy are researching a spider that's crawling around. And so Carl comes in and tells the boys he has a girlfriend because he realizes he can't date Jimmy's mother and he can't date a llama. So he did the next best thing. He got himself a girlfriend from another country. Basically, this episode is he has a pen pal from is it Sweden, I think? And so this is kind of like early days online dating, if you will. And so I remember back in the day when we was in elementary, we had to have a pen pal from another country. So we'll write the person, but I don't think they ever wrote back and stuff. And so, but back in those days, having a pen pal was kind of cool because it's kind of you have this friend, acquaintance type person from another country, and you can't really see what they look like unless they send a picture and stuff. And so of course, once the internet blew up, then people started having pen pals in the form of instant chats and online friends and stuff like that. And of course, when the internet started booming and people started dating from it, people was very weary of it because yo, you don't know if you can get catfished or not. Well, basically, Carl and his girlfriend Elkie catfished each other and everything. Basically, he sent her a bunch of photos of Jimmy with his head on Jimmy's body. And she, even though she sent him a real photo of herself, which she's very attractive and everything, but she lied and said that, she's a model, a masseuse, and a gymnastic type person, all kinds of stuff like that. And so Carl really wants to impress her, but he knows that he's a nerd. He likes llamas, and he doesn't think she'll like a heavier set guy. So he begs Jimmy to pretend to be him. Jimmy is completely against this, but Sheen, he understands where Carl is coming from. He's all Carl might never have a chance to be with a girl like this. Plus, he's hoping she has a best friend. Which is funny because I thought him and Libby was supposed to be an item and stuff. And so Jimmy is fine, whatever. So they have to give him a makeover. And they give him some nice threads and everything. And they poof his hair up to look like Jimmy's hair. So he meets her and something odd happens. He turns into a complete jerk towards Jimmy. He told Elkie that Sheen is his lab experiment that went wrong and used to be a monkey, and Jimmy is his dim-witted assistant. Throughout the entire episode, he's screaming and shouting at Jimmy, calling him an idiot and a dim-witted assistant over and over. And it really pisses off Jimmy. And it's weird that he turned this way because Jimmy does not treat him like that. Jimmy treats him pretty good and everything. And it's a very odd shock. It really lets you know the type of person that Carl really is when he's in love. Remember back in season 2, he was under that love potion And he tried to steal Jimmy's mother away from his father and kept balling his fist up at Jimmy's father and stuff. So he has a real mean streak when he wants to show it. And so when he's showing her like the lab and all this other stuff, basically Carl does what Carl does best. He makes a mess of everything. And it's so many times that, like, they almost die that Jimmy has to, like, save the day. Well, Jimmy gets so frustrated, he's gonna tell Elkie the truth, but Sheen keeps making him stop. So finally, Elkie's all like, she can't lie no more. Because basically, the last straw was when Carl got into the rocket ship, they went off into outer space and almost died. And Jimmy had to save them. So she confesses that, she lied about all this and that she's really a nerd, and they come to like America to buy food for their llamas back at home and all this other stuff. Which, to Carl's surprise, he is thrilled to hear this because he loves llamas and he's a nerd and all this other stuff. Once they find that out, they fall madly in love and run away. Jimmy and Sheen was all like, well, we're nerds too. Why don't you love us? Oh boy. But I do like how it gave a moral life lesson, is that you should just be yourself, and lying about who you are is never good, because back in those early internet days, some bad stuff happened when people lied about who they were. And in fact, people are still getting hurt to this day by being lied to and not knowing who they're talking to online. Now, wasn't that romantic? Or depressing, depending on what kind of video I just talked about. Okay, well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And bye.